He practiced that speech for weeks. Every word. Every pause. Every fake laugh. He wanted to be remembered. Not just as a graduate, but as a legend. A leader. A loving husband. A man with a bright future. And for a while, I believed in that future too. I ironed his shirt the morning of the ceremony. I kissed his forehead. I smiled like I wasn't dying inside. Because I already knew. I knew about the second phone. The apartment under another name. The girl who thought I was just his bossy ex. I knew about the baby on the way. But not ours. I could have screamed. I could have thrown things. But I didn't. Because he taught me one thing well. How to wear a mask. So I waited. And while he rehearsed his big moment, I edited mine. A simple USB stick. A labeled folder. For faculty approval. Inside. Photos. Videos. Screenshots. One by one. Every lie he told. Synced to the rhythm of his speech. As he walked on stage. He didn't see me slip into the back. Didn't notice the tech assistant nod as I passed the drive. Didn't sense the silence waiting to collapse. He stepped up to the podium. Took a breath. Smiled. And as the first slide flashed behind him, everything unraveled. It started with a photo. Him. In a different city. With a woman in red. His hand on her stomach. Her hand on his chest. Smiling. He froze. The audience laughed. They thought it was part of the presentation. Until the next slide. And the next. A hotel receipt. A love note. A text message. She suspects nothing. The room went silent. Then came the video. Grainy footage. Him walking into the apartment. Holding hands. Kissing. A woman off-screen asking. Did your wife see the papers yet? He turned from the mic. Hands trembling. Voice gone. The dean tried to pause the video. But it kept playing. Because I knew they'd try. So I locked the file. Autoplay. Full screen. No escape. Gasps echoed. Chairs shifted. Someone whispered. Oh my God. He stepped back. Looking for someone, anyone. To rescue him. But all eyes were on the screen. And then, on me. I stood at the back. Head high. Arms crossed. This wasn't just payback. This was proof. That I wasn't crazy. That I wasn't dramatic. That every silent tear I swallowed had receipts now. They called me crazy. Dramatic. Over the top. A woman scorned. As if heartbreak disqualified truth. As if betrayal was something you were supposed to swallow quietly. They said I humiliated him. That it was too public. That it could have ruined his career. But no one asked. How many nights I cried alone in the kitchen. How many times I waited for a call that never came. How many excuses I believed. Just to keep the picture perfect. I didn't do it for revenge. I did it because I was tired of whispering. Tired of covering for a man who never once chose to protect me. Some of his friends messaged me. Said they had a feeling. Said they should have told me. Too late. My inbox filled with strangers. Some called me bold. Some called me unhinged. But every message reminded me of one thing. People fear a woman who exposes what others try to hide. He never apologized. Not really. Just sent one line, weeks later. You didn't have to ruin me. But he had already ruined us. I just told the truth. Out loud. With visuals. They needed a villain. So they made it me. Because it's easier to blame the woman who screamed than the man who set the house on fire. I became the story. Not him and his lies. But me and my fury. A fury they said was too loud. Too cruel. Too calculated. But here's what they never understand. When a woman stays silent, they call her weak. When she speaks, they call her crazy. And when she plans, they call her dangerous. For the first time in years, I felt powerful. Not because I exposed him, but because I had finally chosen me. I no longer had to pretend. No more fake smiles at brunches. No more waiting up for a ghost. I moved out. Cut ties. Deleted numbers. Changed locks. And changed the way I looked at mirrors. I wasn't ashamed anymore. I was awake. And the villain they saw. She saved my life. They posted the graduation photos. Caps in the air. Hugs. Smiles. Confetti falling like forgiveness. But no one looked at him. Not really. Every time his face showed up in a tag. So did mine. In whispers. In comments. In fire emojis. In captions like, "That's the guy from that video." He wanted to be remembered for his speech. For his words. But I gave them something unforgettable. I gave them a moment. Not a scandal. Not gossip. A reckoning. A reminder that some women don't just survive betrayal. They script it into art. Months passed. He disappeared online. No more posts. No more photos of brunch or gym selfies. The spotlight he craved so badly now burned too hot to touch. And me? I started writing again. Not about him. Not about pain. About beginnings. Because what they remember wasn't my anger. It was my clarity. I didn't ruin graduation. I rewrote it. And no one talks about the valedictorian anymore. He told me he loved me. While building a life without me. He gave me empty nights. Cold truths. And warm lies. So I gave him something back. Legacy. Not the kind he wanted. Not a plaque or a title. But a moment, etched into memory. Louder than any honor roll. People still ask me if I regret it. If I'd do it again. And I tell them. No. I'd do it better. He left me with questions. I left him with answers. Played on screen. In front of everyone. He ever wanted to impress. Now, I live quietly. Peacefully. Without stage lights. Without pretending. But I still carry that moment. Not as shame. Not as anger. As proof. That I was never weak. I was just waiting. For the right time to speak. And when I did. He finally listened.